A quarter to the weekend, and we couldn't be more excited to be bringing you Smell the Coffee on this fine Thursday. We do hope you're having yourselves an okay time. It doesn't have to be too great, because we understand that, you know, end of year fatigue is starting to sink in and starting to take its toll. But nevertheless, just grab a cup of coffee, sit back, relax, and enjoy while Dana Master and Aina Riza Koyo keep you entertained and informed with the latest happenings in Namibia and all over the world. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
I'm looking for a nutritionist. Is there a difference between
a dietitian and a nutritionist?
Yeah.
I can't answer that. I would be lying to you. I wouldn't, because with a nutritionist and a dietitian, I would assume, okay, with a nutritionist, I would assume they are not focusing on getting you to lose weight. They're basically getting you to eat foods that are right for your body. So let's say maybe you're trying to gain muscle, they will give you a diet plan, like a nutrition plan based off of that. If you're maybe lacking some nutrients or proteins, then they'd give you a nutrition plan based on that. Whereas a dietitian, I think, focuses mostly on aesthetics. I wouldn't know. I speak under correction.
Too many terms that are similar.
So
too
much
many
terminology.
careers.
Why are you looking for a nutritionist?
Because I want to get my life on track. I want to start eating healthy. So I don't know now which one to get. Is it a nutritionist
or a dietitian?
But I don't necessarily want to lose weight. I just want to eat healthy.
What's there to lose?
Exactly. I just wanna eat healthy.
Yeah.
Like, put for me like a meal prep together that I can just follow. Go and shop these things for me, and then I just come, show me how to prepare them, and then or maybe prepare them for me, and then I just eat them.
You know, in the States, they have this amazing program. I think it's HelloFresh. So basically what they do is they give you ingredients. Like, you subscribe, and every day you get just ingredients, and then the recipe. So all of these ingredients are fresh, and you just have to cook them. Or if you don't want that, they also have another plan where you get made food, like well-prepared, fully prepared food. It's a balanced meal. All you have to do is warm it up. And it's not like they're using frozen veggies or whatever. No, everything is prepared fresh.
Nice.
Let's start that initiative here. Let's do
Us, me and you?
Yes, let's
To
do it.
prepare food for other people?
No, we get other people to do that. Like, we boss people around.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, definitely.
We tell people.
That's totally my vibe.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Just like, hey, can you do this?
Do that and
can you
do
like
that.
chop this carrot?
But
like,
not
in
like
squares?
that. But not like that.
Yeah.
You need to do it like this.
Like, can I have like bite-size, pieces?
Exactly. I
And then
don't
when they
choke.
do bite-size, you're like, oh my gosh, these are too big. This can't possibly be bite-size. Can you make them?
You're doing it wrong.
Can you make them a bit smaller? And then when they make them a bit smaller, you're like, oh, like I didn't mean like this small, but like.
You're doing it wrong. Moral of the story, you're doing it wrong. But do let us know in the comments if you know what the difference between a nutritionist and a dietitian is. We'll also Google during this commercial break and return with our top stories.
There's music galore at the VRS Sports Fields come December, when Local Cars Production brings you SA's Mikasa and Paige, along with locals Jared G and DJ Malza on December 2nd. If jazz is more your style, don't miss the smooth sounds of Fujazz, Casey, Letitia, Major Sevenths, Don Vino and Judith Sapuma on the 3rd. You can enjoy each event individually, or you can easily make a weekend of it too. Get your tickets online via eticket.my.na or at the NMH offices in General Muhammad Mutala Avenue in Eros. Brought to you in conjunction with Republicane, Exhibition and Events Warehouse, Yango, DB Audio and the Winter Country Club. See you there!
You've heard the phrase, after God, fear women. I don't know how far true that is. I say fear men. But nevertheless, meet this Rwandan man who's lived in isolation for 55 years because of his extreme fear of women. A Rwandan man has allegedly lived in isolation for 55 years because of an extreme fear of women. Calixte Ngamwita, who is reportedly 71 years old, has allegedly spent the last 55 years in self-imposed exile, barricading himself inside his home to avoid any contact with women. Mr. Ngamwita reportedly began isolating himself at the age of 16, meaning he does everything from sleeping and cooking, even urinating in the space of his own confined abode. A fear of women called gynophobia is not officially recognized as a genuine mental disorder, but is clinically classified as a specific phobia. In a YouTube video published by Afrimax TV, Mr. Ngamwita said, "The reason I locked myself in here and have a fence on my house is because I want to make sure that women will not come closer to me." A neighbor who spoke to Afrimax for their video said, "When we try to help him, he doesn't want us to come closer or talk to him." Excuse me. "Instead, we give him things by tossing them into his house." They continued, "He doesn't let us get close to him, but he still takes what we offer from a distance." Living such a secluded and solitary existence may appear to be an impossible challenge for most people, but Mr. Ngamwita appears to be satisfied with the life he's claimed to live. Despite cutting a pale, sickly figure in the video, he appeared intent on continuing to live the way he has seemingly done for over a century. "The way I live is enough for me. I didn't have any idea of having a woman, and I'm okay with that."
Okay, I'm also okay with that. You do you, boo. That's fine.
To each their own.
To each their
To each
own. I
their
mean,
own.
he's happy. Whomst are we to not be happy? But like living in isolation, I understand. Like, wait, I don't understand. Wait, what do I understand? Okay, let me start over.
Breathe.
I understand.
You don't
Living
understand.
in no. I understand living in isolation
Yeah.
from women, but from the rest of everyone else, from men, women, children, cats, dog, that's a bit too much.
They're female dogs, they're female cats.
I understand, but like that's what I'm saying. It's too much. Like
Yeah.
you can be okay. Say I'm keeping my distance from women. That's fine, but from everyone else and everything else, that's a bit
Like
too much.
he is like, listen, I'm not gonna do that. Cause when I was reading the story,
Wait, before you go on, sorry to cut you. Like, these people who are giving him stuff that he's taking, are these women or are
they
these
throw
men?
it over.
Okay,
I don't
but
know.
who's
I don't
bringing?
know.
Is it women?
It just said the neighbors, so I'm not sure what gender
The
these
neighbors
neighbors
are-
are.
Probably women, because
Probably.
women are kind.
But imagine
woman.
having to yeet things over, like, yo, bro, I see you don't have bread. Yeet, like, nah.
It's not giving.
But listen, I kind of understand. Women can be terrifying.
Not you
We
calling
can be
us out.
scary. We can be terrifying, right? Personally, I don't think I could live in isolation. I don't think. I love my space and I'm an introvert, but I can't imagine.
Plain isolation.
Plain isolation. Not going to the store, not doing anything.
That's just a bit wild for me.
It's giving apocalypse times. You know when like there's like zombies outside and you just have to stay inside your house, not communicate with
so
anyone.
this man doesn't even go outside for
No.
fresh air.
No.
Like not like outside in the streets, but
no,
just to step
what if I see
out.
women? What if I go
No,
out? What if he goes
no.
out, right? Like out his door and boom, a woman. What you gonna do then? Like shame this poor man. I just wanna know what woman did what to him at the tender age of 16. I just need to, sis, you need to come tell us what you did to this man, because
Yeah,
honestly,
because you've done terrified
you
him for life.
terrified the papisa.
Imagine. All right, now moving over to some interesting news. Why are you laughing?
No.
All right, Miss Namibia 2023, Jamila Oiras, was awarded with her prizes
Plural.
because there are a lot this evening. Not this evening.
Last night.
Last night,
Yeah.
actually. Was it last night or the night before?
I have no idea.
Okay, some night then. One night.
One of those nights.
Was awarded in Windhoek by Deb Marino, which included a cash prize of 170,000 Namibian dollars, a monthly allowance of 2,500 Namibian dollars, and a 250,000 Namibian dollars Toyota Starlet car, along with a lot of non-cash items from different sponsors. She will retain ownership of the car after her reign.
That is amazing.
Yeah, that is great because
That is great.
previously we've had like I think maybe 10 or 5 winners from Miss Namibia come out and said they've never won anything, and the car usually used to go back after
Yeah,
the
like the
rain.
rain is over.
So this is a good step for the organization. I can't wait to see what the next Miss Namibia is going to get, because it's only up from here. You can't go down.
You said you want them to get an apartment.
Yes, they should get an apartment. Look, if you are Miss Namibia, like you are a representative of the whole country. You are like a brand ambassador. Why are we catching cab with our ambassador?
It's giving Diana being Zimbabwe's national treasure.
So-
You know the vibes. So
Give
because like
this girl an apartment in Klein Windhoek or Klein
Just-
Coupe. Give her this star quality life.
like set her up.
Yes, because now you are Miss Namibia. You are no longer an ordinary person.
I do
You
hear
are
what you're
now a
saying
star.
though. I do hear what you're saying
Yeah.
though. Like the fact that she's literally carrying Namibia. Like if she goes to all these other pageants,
She's
she
the
is
face.
representing Namibia. She's the face of Namibia. Yeah, so I do hear what you're saying.
And give her more money, like $1 million or something,
Wait,
and
wait,
an apartment, and
the diplomatic passport.
yes, let she not go back to where she comes from, because that is what the platform is for, to create, to make women better versions of themselves, to set them up for life, that they don't need to go back to where they come from. Like once you win Miss Namibia, you must get gigs.
Like
it
it should
must
only
be
be
glory to glory. You must only go from up.
And also regarding or considering the fact that with pageantry you spent a lot of money.
yes.
You were the one that was telling me about how much money like there is in pageantry. I quit pageantry at a very, very early age. I don't like how pageants pit women against each other because beauty is subjective.
Yeah.
So your version of beauty and my version of beauty are completely different. But now here we are telling these people that, okay, no, yeah, you're beautiful, but just not it. So
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of pageants, so I can't really comment too much on that. But something that I can or cannot comment on, I wouldn't know. Don't laugh.
Okay.
But anyway, Paris Hilton blasts online trolls for mocking size of her baby's head. People are so mean. Like, why? Anyway, the hotel heiress, 42, who had her 9-month-old boy Phoenix Baron Hilton room with her entrepreneur husband Carter Room, also 42, via surrogate in January, has been left stunned by the abuse her boy has received since she posted an image on Instagram of her holding him on his first trip to New York City on Thursday. After a TikToker created a video defending Hilton and her son, the Simple Life reality TV star commented on the clip, "Eye roll and crying face emojis. There are some sick people in this world. Sad face emoji. My angel is perfectly healthy. And yes, of course he has been to a doctor. He just has a large brain." Trolls had mocked the boy by joking he has a lot on his mind, with one saying he looked abnormal and another asking if he was suffering. You people are so bad. But anyway, another asking if he was suffering from encephalitis, a rare syndrome. I hate you guys. I really hate you. But yeah, anyway, that's the story. It's a rare syndrome that causes the brain to swell.
I think, Diana, why are you laughing? No, I think that people should leave this child alone. People should leave Paris alone. and just mind your business. Also, what I understand where the fans are coming from. I'm not condoning their behavior, but I understand, because if you post something or someone on social media, you put it out there for the public to scrutinize you.
Yeah.
So now when they do so, you can't then...
You have to be prepared.
You have to be
basically.
prepared. You can't then come and say, oh, the people are sick. Yes, the people are sick, but you knew that this is what was going to happen. Whether you are perfect or imperfect, people will always talk.
Yeah.
And what is perfect to me
Is
is
not-
not perfect to the next person.
Definitely.
People, even beautiful people, like very, very beautiful people, almost 99% of the people will agree that this person is beautiful, but there are those that will come and say, oh no, her
That
nose
she's
is
not
big.
giving. Yeah,
You
yeah.
know?
But
So
the thing is, right, I understand
you can't
somewhat
expect morality from people, strangers.
Yeah, but what I was about to say is, I kind of understand where the fans are coming from. Like, some of it is genuinely from a place of concern. Like,
And there is no backstory.
there's no backstory,
Yeah.
exactly. Like, she just posted this. I am not condoning, though, the bullying, because why are you bullying a child that has done nothing? And we live in meme culture. So now, of course, this child is going to be a meme. And that's why a lot of celebrities post. I think it's Minnie Dlamini. She's never posted her child. We have never seen Minnie Dlamini's child. She always puts like an emoji over the child's face.
Yeah.
And like you're saying, because you know that the minute you post something, you're subject to people coming for you or coming for the person in the picture. So I do, in a way, I commend Paris for being able to post her child and being like, you know what? I know that his brain, like, he has a large brain, so obviously that's going to affect his appearance. And she's not going to let that stop her from posting
Being
her
a
child
child,
and
yeah.
loving her child, because at the end of the day, that's what being a mother is.
That's beautiful, yeah.
It's beautiful, in all honesty. So I feel like people really should stop bullying this
People
child. and
will not
making-
stop.
Yeah, you're right. They
People
won't.
will-
I'm saying
people
they
will-
should,
Yeah.
but they won't.
People,
We know they won't.
should, but people won't stop. So I think celebrities also just need to be cognizant, because once you're in a public eye, people feel like you owe them something. Some might say, no, we are the one that made you, or if we were not buying your content, if we were not following
wouldn't be
you,
where you are.
if we were not at your hotels, you wouldn't have money, you wouldn't be
Exactly.
where you are. So somewhat these people feel entitled to you. They feel that they can say whatever and do whatever they want to you. So I don't know, just maybe be,
Stop bullying
I don't know,
children.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
children
stop
grow up
bullying.
with insecurities because of that. Just stop it. It's not cute. It's not giving. But after the break, Adriano spoke to you
Yes.
about his upcoming nomination, and we will get into that right after this break.
About, you know, your previous films. You spoke about Salute, which I absolutely love. You were also in Kapana. Kapana has been, you know, streaming on global sites. You know, it has been showcased on, you know, international platforms and international festivals, rather. And so then Now you've done handholder,
Yeah.
okay? What is the thought process? How do you prepare for such big productions? Are there any rituals that you do beforehand? Do you say a little prayer? Do you first, I think it's called type acting,
Right.
where you embody, you become the character. What do you do?
Yeah, so the type acting is actually something different because when you're being typecast, that means there's roles that sort of allow you to be playing the same character. However, for me to get into character, there's a lot of characterization that happens up front. But in all honesty, I always pray for God to allow me the right roles.
You need to share that prayer with me.
Yeah,
I want to that.
I think it's also the right platforms. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
on this platform to share this as well. Is that for me, prayer is a foundation of who and what I want to achieve. I believe having done Salute was a different space I was in because that was my first feature. I have we've got a film on. Another platform as well. So it's just, sorry, I'm a bit overwhelmed now. But Kapana for me has been one of those roles that allowed me to dig deep into having to play a character who's HIV positive, but also a character who's living a positive life.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's, what is it that I could sort of relate to and say, but I've either gone to study people in the community that live such a lifestyle in order for me to authentically tell a story.
Yeah.
So the thought process is coming back. I'm on a film that's also on Amazon Prime.
Wow.
Okay. I think we're in a stage and in a time where I feel we are doing and placing the country on a map, and perhaps it's also a time for me as a creative to say, but are we reaching out enough to government and for government and stakeholders to say, but are you applying back enough within the artistic space? Yeah.
Okay. And you were first introduced to us as a media presenter, television presenter, and now you are an actor. Have you always wanted to be an actor? Because I know you just as Adriano, television, radio, your energy days. Where does acting come from?
So I started acting in church. The acting in church was, you wanted to always be Joseph, and everybody's aim was to be Joseph, and then you become one of the three wise men, and then one year you become an animal in the stable.
I love that story because I can relate to it.
and for me, it's the beauty of that. That's where the seed was planted, and having done dance at the College of the Arts, that exposed me to my first theatre play. What you call an actor that has never studied the craft, but whose passion is there wholeheartedly. And
All right, so you are an actor that is actually really, really talented. You don't need to learn to
there's a lot of learning, trust me. There's still a lot of learning. I've gone through a lot of classes, a lot of workshops. LA Acting allowed me to do method acting, which is sort of where you really get onto cue. If I'm told, you need to be Aina, how does Aina sit? How does Aina cry? What does Aina do when the mic is on? So, it's a skill, and you need to harness the skill all the time. So there is a little group that we also call the Actors Lab, where we come together and we really share scripts and how we could sort of constantly craft the art.
And finally, before I let you go, you have to talk about your foundation, because I think it's such impactful work that you're doing. I live by the words of Charlotte Magnege, do not live above your people, live with them. And if you rise, take someone with you.
Absolutely.
And that is what you're doing with your foundation. Talk to us about that.
Lise Alice always says it's constant, that we need to constantly pass on the baton.
Yes.
And how are we in a space if we're not? And maybe also talking about passing on the baton, you previously asked me about, being a media personality. I was doing radio for 10 years, and I did it because I was in a phase of my life where I was scared to put my face in public and rather be a voice behind the camera. And here I was now being in front of the camera. So part of the Adriano Fisaki Foundation is to really put ourselves out there and say, how is it that I am having a meal a day, but my neighbor is not being able to eat? We all know the current status quo of our country. I think during COVID, we, when the foundation was established, we saw that there's a need for a meal a day. There's a need for an assistance, assistance towards family members. So that is what we do. It's a non-profit, so we don't want funds, we don't want money. It's really to reach out to the community and say, how are we able to assist? Part of what we assist is the Morrison School for Children with Special Need. There we've got children with albinism, they're blind, they've got a lot of special needs. So that has been one of the greatest outreach. We reach out to children in Kilimanjaro as well as Babylon as well. So yeah.
Wow. You know, it's really hard work, and thank you very much for what you're doing in our community. Thank you for paying it forward. We see you and we appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
We will be right back with more Smell the Coffee. Stay with us.
All's well that ends well. That is it for today's episode of Smell the Coffee from Diana Master and Anna Raza Kweyo. It's all our love, all our light, and adios.